Hey, happy Saturday, May 23rd, 2020, and welcome to RTHD, Road to Happy Destiny with Coach Bear. I am Coach Bear, aka Coach Glenn the Bear, and we are in Season 3. This is Episode 14, and it's our 54th straight day with 54 straight episodes of RTHD, coming to you from Casa 15 Hundo in Metairie, Louisiana, on the edge of Bucktown, baby, in the 504. Living in that Who Dat Nation, baby! Hey, I'm excited. Happy Memorial Day weekend to you. Hope you have some family and friends plans for this weekend, and I hope you have a great one. It's a beautiful day out there. Had a great walk, and I'm very excited about today's show. So let's get down to business. You heard? Yeah, you right, dog. Giddy up. We riding? Well, I'm with you, homie. Let's start off with our serenity prayer. I shall read for you at this time. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as a pathway to peace, taking as Jesus did this sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that you will make all things right if I surrender to your will, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life and supremely happy with you forever in the next. Amen. Love that serenity prayer. I almost started off today with the footprints prayer, and I think I'm going to do that one tomorrow and then close with the serenity prayer. So, hey, I'm excited to get this show rolling. Let's go into our thoughts for today from my cousin Jeb in beautiful Lafayette, Louisiana. I love Lafayette. That's where one of my kittens is from. All right, here are our thoughts. I got two for you. Thought number one. As soon as I take action, I see a whole different set of opportunities. Man, we talk about taking action all the time here on Road to Happy Destiny, RTHD. Talk about it all the time. In fact, we have a portion of the show called Into Action, where we select 3 different things every day. Well, one thing and 2 other things each day that we want to put into action. And so when we do this, yes, new opportunities can arise, and most of the time they do and will arise. So I like that thought where it's going, because it just reaffirms me to stay into action. I say that at the end of each show as well. And more encouragement for you to be into action. All right, thought number 2. The future depends on what I do today. Wowza. Boy, does that speak to me, as I have for these past few months been living one day at a time, right? I have definitely been living one day at a time during these past 54 episodes of RTHD, okay? And so, you know what? Basically, talking about the future, right? And we're not supposed to use the phrase future trip, which means worry about the future. Supposed to worry about today. But we do have to be aware of the future and how today can benefit our future. I'm going to read it again. The future depends on what you do today. My future depends on what I do today. I need to keep and continue living a healthier life, right? I need to keep doing things that I am doing to keep me better, okay? Physically, mentally, but most importantly for me at this time, spiritually, right? So what I do today in helping out my spirituality is going to help out my future. So the reason why I love today's thoughts in particular is because they both have a lot to do with what I discuss, with what we discuss here on RTHD. And so I love it, love it, love it. All right, I got a lot to do today, so let me jump into the 24 Hours a Day book with our reflection and meditation for the day. These 2 items also have to do with things we've been talking about here on Road to Happy Destiny with Coach Bear. Our reflection. When the spiritual malady is overcome, we straighten out mentally and physically. I'll speak for me. When I start to overcome spiritual obstacles, right, and I become more spiritually fit, all right, I am able to start to do better and respond better, not only mentally, which is huge, but physically as well. It's all interconnected. It's all tied in. At least for me it is, you know. So when I think about that reflection right there, it reminds me to continue to be on this spiritual journey, on this road to happy destiny, right? So what I'm doing for me is working. I need to keep it up, right? And if it's working for you, I encourage you to do so as well. Our meditation for today: I must prepare for the future by doing the right thing at the right time now. Not tomorrow. If I didn't do it yesterday, it's too late. Now, right? So the last two things we're talking about have to do with the future. And again, I'm not trying to put the cart before the horse. I'm worried about today, okay? That's what I'm doing. But I do have to make plans for the future. I do have to set goals for myself. I do have to overcome any obstacles that might be ahead in my future by working on today. So all of the things that came up this morning in the thoughts, in the reflection, in the meditation, we talk about quite a bit here on RTHD. And those are great reminders for me. I hope they are for you as well. All right. The next thing I want to talk about is this. I heard something this morning that I really like a lot. I heard this morning from someone. We were just talking and sharing, and this person said this, and I love it. He said, "Coach, why don't you do this? Try this today. And if you like it, keep doing it every day. Instead of thinking about what you have to do, think about it as what you get to do." And I said, "Tell me a little bit more. It kind of intrigues me. What do you mean?" "Well, you know, in the morning you might wake up and say, today I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do the other, all right? But in reality, you get to do it. So just switch those words and see how much more freeing it feels. You know, for example, today, instead of me waking up saying, I have to go walk with my dad, I get to go walk with my dad. I'm in a healthy enough place where I can go walking for an hour or longer, as is my dad, okay? And I get to go share that journey for an hour or a little more than an hour with him each day except Sunday. I get to do that. I don't have to do that, you know? And he said, take it even further. Like, oh man, what do you not like to do? You don't like to pay bills, right? I don't like to pay bills. Okay? But let's say when you're paying your electricity bill, instead of saying I have to pay my electricity bill, I get to pay it. First of all, hopefully because I have the money to pay it. But secondly, when I walk into my house on a hot summer day, and they're coming because it's starting right now, and the temperature is drastically cooler inside the house because I paid my electricity bill, I got to pay my electricity bill, and so I have electricity, thus the air is working in the house. I should look at that as a benefit, right? As something that I should be thankful for. So I thought that was intriguing, and I wanted to share it with you all, the viewers of RTHD. I'm going to try it. Why don't you try it as well? Instead of saying throughout the course of a day, I have to, replace it with I get to. And we can go much, much deeper into that, but I don't want to be too long on this Memorial Day Saturday. So think about it. I certainly am. All right, you ready? I know I am. Let's dive into action, baby. Woohoo! Let's take out our handy-dandy into action notebook. Let's take out our favorite writing utensil, or any writing utensil. Open up to a brand spanking new page, and let's get ready to jot down our into action items for today so that we can dive on in at any point today, whenever we're ready. All right, our 3 categories for today. Number 1, gratitude. What are you grateful for today? Number 2, let's take what we just talked about, what I just talked about, the concept of get to. What do you get to do today? Not necessarily have to do. What do you get to do today? What are you privileged with having the ability and the resources to get to do today? Okay? And column 3, we're going to go with, how about this? A little reflection about how you have been doing your into action daily. Let's just say, call it giving yourself a grade for how you have been doing when you write down your into action list each day. Overall, if you had to give yourself a grade for taking those 3 items and putting them into action that day and possibly even days down the road, how good are you doing? Do you give yourself an A, a B, a C, a D, an F? Okay? And based on your grade, if you're doing A work, great, keep it up. If you're doing B or below work, hey, how can you change that, right? How can you make that an A? All right, go ahead and jot down your into action thoughts for today on paper. I'll share my thoughts with you at this time. Here we go. Gratitude. What am I grateful for today? Well, you know what? I am grateful that we are in this holiday weekend, this Memorial Day weekend. I know with the crazy times we're going through right now, holidays don't seem that special, but they're still coming around, right? We can't control it. They're coming around. So, hey, let's make the most of it. And that's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the entire weekend. I'm grateful for Memorial Day. I hope that people have the opportunity to go out and have a great time with family and friends. And I hope I get to do that as well. You know, things are starting more and more to open up right now. I went to 2 restaurants in the last 2 days. I went out for dinner Thursday night. I went out for a late lunch yesterday afternoon. And so things are opening up, and I'm grateful for that. So that's what I'm grateful for today. How about you? All right, the middle column, the get to. Well, I got to go for a walk with my dad this morning. I get to go for another walk later on today. I get to have a visit and lunch with my daughter Olivia today so she can come visit the brand new kittens. I get to experience my 2 kittens as little kittens right now. You know, my little Precious and my little Squirt, So I get to do all these things today. I've already had the opportunity to do some, but I get to continue to do other things today. So that's what I get to do today, and I get to have a great Saturday with this weather if I choose to do so. So that's what I get to do today. I get to live for this 24 hours and try and win the day. Don't have to, but I get to. All right, and column 3. If I had to reflect on my into action, I sit up here every day and I tell you my into action list to give you an opportunity to write and reflect. If I had to give myself an overall grade, and I'm not worried about number grades or pluses or minuses, I'm going to give myself a B. For the most part, I do put the things I discuss into action, if not that day, the next day. I really do. But do I do 100% of them? No. So could I do better? Could I improve my B to an A? I absolutely could. But doing this show, man, serves as a reminder to me every single day for me, Glenn the Bear, practice what you preach, my brother. Practice what you preach. And I am, believe me, not preaching. That's not what I'm saying. I guess practice what I am discussing on this show, on these episodes, right? That's what I need to do because, as I've said a million times, and that's a deliberate exaggeration of a fact, a hyperbole, if you will, I have not said it a million times. I say it quite often, how much this show helps me on a daily basis. And to those that watch and enjoy the show, you help me every single day. I can't see you, but you help me every single day, and I appreciate it. So that is into action for today. All right, dive into action today as I will try and do the same Don't forget to write down a little reflection or something that stuck out for you during today's program, today's episode, Season 3, Episode 14 of RTHD. And right now, we're going to go into the next portion that I really like, advice for me. And if it's advice for you, giddy up. I love it. All right, here we go. Let's have 2 pieces of advice for me today. And here we go with the first. Be the change that you wish to see in others. That is good advice for me. I need to be the change that I wish to see in others. But most importantly, I need to be the change that I wish to see in myself, right? If I take care of that, okay, if I worry about me, okay, making the changes that I need to make to be on this spiritual journey, right? Then make those changes within myself so I can recognize those changes, but also, okay, be the change that you wish to see in others. Make myself, if I can, hopefully I can, we should all strive to try and be an example, a positive example for others. Then I need to keep that in mind as well. All right, second piece of advice for me today. Don't let the expectations and opinions of others affect your own decisions. Boy, I need to remind myself of that every single day. For some reason, it is something that I think about all the time. What other people think about me, what other people's expectations are of me, what other people's opinions are of me. And I wish that I could crumple that up and throw it away like some people can. My stepfather, Bill, is the greatest example in the world of this. You tell him something, you give your opinion, and let's say it's an opinion about how he does something. You know what he says? He just goes, okay. And that's it. He crumbles it up and throws it away. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it, you know? And I would love to have that gift. I really would. I don't. So it is something I need to practice. I need to coach myself up on and work on, right? Because I sometimes let other people's expectations and opinions affect my decisions. You know, every now and then it creeps in my mind not to do this show because I know there are people out there that say, why would you watch that? That dude, come on, man. So, once again, I'm going to read it for me because this is great advice for me. Don't let the expectations and opinions of others or what they think affect your own decisions. All right. Man, I thought that was a great show. I'm trying to keep it under 20 minutes today. So let's go into our final thought coming from my aunt/cousin Joy. And these are her actual thoughts. She didn't pull these out. She is a therapist, and I trust her knowledge very, very much. She has done a tremendous amount in these past few months to help me out, not only with her encouragement, but with things that she texts me and emails me daily or every other day, and so I am grateful for that. But she said 2 things today that I really wanted to share with you all. First thing, not taking action likely keeps us stuck in a rut, feeling powerless. I like that because I know for me, over these past few months, taking action has made me feel more powerful, right? And I remember being in that rut of feeling powerless. You know, just having the powerlessness feeling all over me because I wouldn't take action. That's me, right? So now I'm taking more action. I'm making these lists. I'm trying to put things into place each and every 24 hours, right? And it is benefiting me greatly. So thank you for that final thought and this final thought as well. If someone wants to know their true self, then the road to happy destiny, whether the concept or this show, is a tool that is available. Okay? and that's coming from someone else, not from me, that has put a lot of value in this show for her daily life, right? And so I like that thought and I appreciate it, because I can tell you this. I can tell you that I want to know my true self, and this show and the concept of Road to Happy Destiny, all right, definitely is a tool that is available to me, because I do it every single day. So clearly, not only do I do the show, I don't remember what I say, so I do go back and watch it, not for ego purposes, but to remind myself of what was discussed on that particular episode in a day. Okay? So, thank you, Joy, for those that I used as final thoughts for today. Hey, this is Coach Bear reminding you to be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. Please go out and try your best to be happy, joyous, and free, into action and in gratitude all day, every day. Have a happy Memorial Day weekend Saturday. I am going to be back tomorrow on Sunday. Looking forward to it. We're going to do the footsteps prayer to start, the serenity prayer to end. And I tell you what, I am jacked up about this show. I love it. Love you all. Have a great day. Have a great Saturday. And see you tomorrow. Peace. Hasta mañana.